Media outlets like CNN and MSNBC are fake news. Fake news.
After just 2 weeks of Donald Trump's presidential campaign, NBC finally had enough. NBC's statement today said he will not be participating in The Apprentice on NBC Celebrity Apprentice. It turns out that Trump actually has no ownership position whatsoever in the whole Celebrity Apprentice. All he was on Apprentice was a paid actor, nothing but a salaried paid actor.
Donald Trump will remain as executive producer of Celebrity Apprentice in its new season.
Undoubtedly, he had a profit participation stake.
He had no profit participation. We found this out today.
He is co-creator of Celebrity Apprentice as a business with Mark Burnett.
No profit participation whatsoever. He was just a hired actor by Mark Burnett at the start of that show.
And he will remain as executive producer of the show that made him famous and that made him a household name.
Jerry Reed, Donald Trump threatened suing, which is what he does.
Yes.
I heard his show is unwatchable, that Lawrence has made many false statements last night about me. Maybe I should sue him.
Well, that's like the two-part Donald Trump dance is, no, they didn't dump me, I dumped them, and by the way, I'm going to sue them for not dumping me because I dumped them.
They wanted me to do The Apprentice, and now with my statements on immigration, which happen to be correct, they are going to take a different stance, and that's okay. I mean, whatever they want to do is okay with me. I think as far as ending the relationship, I have to do that because my view on immigration is much different than the people at NBC.
I want to get to the serious side of this, and let's begin it by replaying what started this controversy in his campaign announcement. Let's listen to what Trump said today about why there was no reason to apologize for that.
There's no apology because what I said is right. I mean, what I said is 100% right. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs.
What makes it so easy to smuggle?
The cartels find ways to intimidate migrants and find ways to illegally have them transport that narcotic.
They're bringing crime.
So this is the America Democrats want. It's all illegal. You got now the drug dealers out here. They don't want to be on camera, of course. They don't want their license plate on camera, of course. They flip us off. It's that's what you're inviting in. You're inviting in the criminal element from third world countries. What do you think is going to happen, guys? It's not going to be good. And they're telling American citizens not to film after they invaded our country and they're selling drugs on the streets of America. That's Democrats' America right there. That's Joe Biden's America right there.
They're throwing gang signs up, man, as if they own the country. But, you know, just like I'm sitting here, we're not worried about that, okay?
American people got to rise up.
Man, we got to get Trump in 2024. This unquestionably, this all the Democratic Party stuff, man. This is what they brought our country to, and we got to stop it. As soon as Trump get in, it needs to be a mass deportation and watch them head for the border.
That's it.
These illegals have come to replace all of us for big business, man. Trump 2024. Trump 2024. That's the only way that we're going to get our country back and make this country great again.
They're rapists.
An illegal alien arrested for rape in conservative Florida town. Yeah, there's like 10 more of these, but I'm going to stop there.
Sexual assault against women and girls is so common that many expect to be raped. Shelter directors and human rights protectors estimate that 80% of migrant women crossing Mexico are raped along the way.
And some, I assume, are good people.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you all the way to the White House.
And unfortunately for Donald Trump, not only are we seeing the force of the Latino community coming together and those of our allies, but all of a sudden he has overnight 54 million people that just don't like him.
So, you know, it's easier during a campaign. The place is packed with thousands of people trying to get in. Look at the size of this place. They'll never show the crowd. They'll never show the crowd. They'll never show the crowd.
And I had this conversation with some folks today from the community. They're just like, we heard those words and our heart felt heavy because we come to this country to produce, to make sure that our families have a good life, that they're safe, and at the end of the day, we just want to be able to give it a shot to work.
Tonight, alarming video from the U.S.-Mexico border. A group of migrants pulling down razor wire, breaking through this fencing. A handful of Texas guardsmen pushing them away as they stormed toward the border wall.
Because we come to this country to produce, to make sure that our families have a good life, that they're...
Sources tell ABC News a group of migrants had been staging in this area in El Paso, waiting for Border Patrol agents to arrive.
And at the end of the day, we just want to be able to give it a shot to work.
Border Patrol agents here in El Paso arrested 69 undocumented migrants who were hiding inside storm drains. A Border Patrol team entered the drain through a manhole near I-10. 27 migrants were found in that area. Another 43 were later found near storm drains. According to the Border Patrol, the individuals were arrested. They were from Guatemala, Mexico, Bolivia, Honduras, and El Salvador.
It's about time, because this is a guy who, going all the way back to the Central Park Five, was saying they should be executed. And who, when we then get a first African-American president, Donald Trump questions his birth, demands to see his birth certificate.
Hillary is a birther, but Hillary is the one that started it. Check it out, 2008.
You know, the birther movement, the claim that Obama was not born in Hawaii. He's not born of American parents anywhere, and he was not born in the United States. Who started that movement? It was Hillary Clinton that started the movement. It was the Hillary Clinton campaign in 2008 that started the movement.
But for Hillary Clinton to come out and criticize anybody for spreading the rumors about Barack Obama, when it all started with her and her campaign passing things around in the Democratic primary, Rich.
The Hillary campaign, surrogates, whoever you want to call it, started this nasty whisper campaign. Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton started this, and unfortunately it perpetuated into this. So this birther movement did come, as Morning Joe said on your station.
Bruce, I got to stop you. The Clinton campaign, right? That's not true. The Clinton campaign, Hillary Clinton in 2008, did not start the birther movement.
This started with Hillary Clinton, and it was spread by the Clinton team.
The color thing did not come from Mr. Trump. The color thing came from the Clinton campaign. It's coming very aggressively now because they're in trouble. Their polls are sinking.
Bruce,
we are
we've
gaining.
established already in this interview, that was not Hillary Clinton's campaign who pushed that in 2008.
If you got boogers, you should pick on. Some people like to flick on. If you got boogers, you should pick on. Some people like to lick on. If you got boogers, you should pick on. But where you gonna stick on? If you got boogers, you should flick on. Make some.
This started with Hillary Clinton, and it was spread by the Clinton team.
John Heilman is a left-wing reporter. He is a regular guest on the Morning Joe show on MSNBC. They were discussing the origins of the birther controversy, and John Heilman happened to be sitting there, and one panelist said, well, Heilman, you wrote a book about the 2008 campaign. What's the truth? Here's what happened.
I don't recall that, but if you're telling me that was the case, I just don't recall.
John Heilman?
It was the case. It was
it was the case. Thank you, John Heilman.
If you got boogers, you should flick on.
Oh, dude! There's no proof of Mr. Trump tying, this birther movement to Mr. Trump. Nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's totally false.
We will let the facts speak for themselves on that one.
Hillary Clinton sent out her team. So this is not Republicans. Her team sent out this picture of Barack Obama just today. Gee, I wonder why they would do that.
The House gets past it, but you dug back into the roots of it, and it really goes back to the campaign.
Yeah, actually, what it goes back to is the Clinton campaign, and this was sort of a backup strategy. Oh, well, what if he was actually born in Kenya? And it was ludicrous, and they produced, ludicrous forged birth certificates and things like this. And this
disrespects the President of the United States, and he's been playing this game for decades and getting away with it.
It was not Donald Trump, but the Hillary Clinton campaign that started the so-called birther controversy in 2008. If questioning whether or not Barack Obama is from Africa is racist, Hillary you're a racist.
NBC knew 4 years ago that he was not going to be a presidential candidate, that on the day of their upfront announcement of their schedule, he was going to be there as a paid actor for The Apprentice. And so...
You like saying that, don't you, Lawrence?
I do.
Like a paid actor.
To Donald Trump, who is expected to remain as an executive producer of Celebrity Apprentice even after he takes office. A new season of the reality show with host Arnold Schwarzenegger kicks off next month after a 2-year hiatus.
I know it's an offense to members of the Screen Actors Guild to think of him as an actor, but anyway, and this time it was real. This is a real candidate, and the network really had to deal with what this real candidate is out there saying.
We are not going to allow Donald Trump to ruin the elections. And I think that's actually one of the things that the Republican Party is going to have to really figure out is, like, how much air are they going to give to this guy? Because unfortunately, he's going to bring back the force and the specter of the Tea Party that the Republicans do not want.
The inauguration of Donald Trump, the brash billionaire who turned the political world upside down with his unconventional campaign, takes the oath of office in just a matter of hours as Donald Trump becomes our nation's 45th president. Today, Friday, January 20th, 2017.
Because unfortunately, he's going to bring back the force and the specter of the Tea Party that the Republicans do not want.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, Donald John Trump.
This week, the former president stepped up his attacks on the judge and his family in the New York hush money case. And now Trump is asserting that none of the trials should, quote, take place during my campaign, falsely calling the criminal proceedings election interference.
In this case would be laughed out of any courtroom in America. But this is the Democrats' entire strategy to keep Joe Biden in the White House.
Falsely calling the criminal proceedings election interference.
It's to weaponize our justice system, to wage the courts against President Trump, and to confine him to a courtroom, to keep him off of the campaign trail where he can share his winning message of making this country great again to millions of voters across the country. But unfortunately for the Democrats, we have news for them. President Trump's momentum cannot be stopped. President Trump continues to increase his support in the polls with all Americans, Hispanic Americans, African Americans, independent voters, women are all voting for President Trump, and he's winning in every single battleground state where he'll be hitting the road on Tuesday to go to Michigan and Wisconsin. We have never been more confident. Joe Biden is weak, he's corrupt, and the American people see it.